The hit TLC series Welcome to Plathville has always been about family. From the very first season, the show captured audiences with its portrayal of the Plath family. Parents Kim and Barry and their 9 children, as they tried to live a conservative, sheltered lifestyle in a world that is anything but simple. Over the years, the show has evolved. What started as a look into strict parenting has become a layered story of freedom, rebellion, faith, and fractured relationships. But recently, a new storyline has taken center stage, and it has fans talking in ways we have not seen before. It revolves around Veronica, a figure who has entered the Plath family's orbit, but has now made it clear she does not want to be part of the family. Her decision, her reasoning, and her firm stance have left viewers stunned and curious. Why does Veronica feel so strongly about keeping her distance? And what does this reveal about the complicated dynamic of the Plath clan? To understand the tensions surrounding Veronica, we need to step back and look at the roots of Welcome to Plathville. Kim and Barry raised their children in rural Georgia, away from mainstream culture. No television, no soda, no social media, and limited contact with the outside world were the rules of their household. The idea was to protect their kids from what they saw as corrupt influences. But as fans quickly learned, children eventually grow, and they crave independence. As the seasons unfolded, viewers saw the older Plath children, especially Ethan, Moriah, and Micah, begin to push against the restrictions. They wanted to experience life for themselves, explore relationships, and embrace the modern world. These struggles created explosive conflict between the kids and their parents, and in many ways, they became the heartbeat of the show. Veronica enters the story not as a Plath child, but as someone connected to the family through relationships. Her closeness with certain cast members, particularly through friendships and support systems, made her an important presence. Fans began noticing her interactions and wondered if she might eventually blend into the family dynamic, perhaps even becoming an honorary Plath in some way. But Veronica's recent stance has made it clear that she is not looking to merge into the family fold. Instead, she has openly stated that she does not want to be in the family. For a show built around the importance of unity, that declaration is both bold and disruptive. Why would Veronica make such a statement? To answer that, we have to look at what it really means to be the Plath family. Being part of their circle is not simply about showing up for dinners or holidays. It means being immersed in a world that is highly complicated, filled with unresolved tensions, generational divides, and deeply ingrained expectations. The Plath family is not just a family. It is a brand, a story broadcast to millions of viewers. Anyone who steps too close to the inner circle risks becoming part of that narrative, whether they like it or not. For Veronica, the thought of being pulled into those dynamics may have been overwhelming. At the heart of this decision seems to be the issue of boundaries. Veronica has her own life, her own identity, and her own goals. Becoming fully integrated into the Plath family, even socially, could mean sacrificing some of that independence. She may fear being swallowed up by the chaos that has defined the family's story on television. It is also important to remember that the Plath family has been through very public fractures. Kim and Barry's separation stunned fans. The siblings themselves are divided, with some embracing modern freedom, while others remain closer to the family's original values. For an outsider like Veronica, stepping into that kind of environment is not just intimidating, it is risky. One of the key aspects that viewers often overlook is how much pressure is placed on people who associate with the Plaths. Once you are in their orbit, your actions are scrutinized by fans, dissected on social media, and woven into online debates. Veronica's choice to distance herself from the family may be a way to protect her privacy and avoid being consumed by the endless speculation that comes with the show. In many ways, Veronica's stance mirrors what some of the Plath children themselves have experienced. Ethan, for instance, has repeatedly expressed his desire for space from his parents. Moriah has spoken about needing freedom to discover who she is outside the family's shadow. Veronica's declaration, while surprising, fits into this larger theme: the recognition that sometimes the healthiest decision is to step away. At this point, let us ask something that makes you think. How many of us have been in situations where joining a group or family felt like losing a part of ourselves? How often do people say yes out of obligation, only to realize later that their mental health would have been better served by saying no? Veronica's decision resonates because it highlights a truth. We all understand family is important, but not at the expense of your peace. The reaction from fans has been divided. Some applaud Veronica for drawing a line and asserting her independence. They see her as wise for recognizing the risks and refusing to be pulled into drama that is not hers. Others criticize her, arguing that family, by blood or by bond, should always be embraced, even if it is messy. But what those critics may not realize is that the Plath family dynamic is far from ordinary. This is not just a family struggling with minor disagreements. It is a family whose deepest conflicts have been aired on national television, creating wounds that are not easily healed. For Veronica to step into that would be to step into a storm. There is also the question of loyalty. Some fans wonder if Veronica's stance signals deeper tension with specific members of the family. Could it be that she has witnessed conflicts up close that convinced her it is better to keep her distance? Or is it simply a matter of self-preservation? What we do know is that Veronica has chosen clarity over confusion. By stating that she does not want to be in the family, she avoids misunderstandings down the line. No one can accuse her of stringing along relationships or of playing both sides. Her honesty may sting, but it also prevents future hurt. Looking at the bigger picture, Veronica's decision adds yet another layer of intrigue to Welcome to Plathville. The show thrives on conflict and individuality, and her stance highlights how the family's reach affects not only its members, but also those around them. She is a reminder that the Plaths are not just navigating their own identities. They are influencing everyone they come in contact with. For fans, this raises an important question. What does it mean to be part of a family? Is it something that can be chosen, or is it a responsibility that once accepted cannot be undone? Veronica's answer is clear. She chooses her independence. Her decision also challenges the very theme of the show. Welcome to Plathville has always presented itself as a study of family unity, faith, and connection. But as the seasons unfold, it is becoming increasingly clear that unity is not guaranteed. The show is no longer about one big happy family. It is about individuals carving out their own paths. Veronica's stance reinforces that shift. Another aspect worth considering is how Veronica's decision could influence the narrative going forward. Will her distance from the Plaths create tension with those who wanted her closer? Will it spark new storylines about outsiders struggling with the weight of the family's influence? Or will her choice simply serve as a mirror for the Plath siblings, many of whom are wrestling with their own desire to leave or stay? Whatever the case, Veronica's refusal to be part of the family ensures that she will remain a point of discussion. Fans will debate her motivations, her honesty, and her future role in the series. In the end, Veronica's words are powerful because they cut through the noise. She does not want to be in the family, and that is okay. Not every connection has to end in assimilation. Sometimes the bravest thing a person can do is recognize when to walk away. Her stance may disappoint some, but it also offers a lesson. Families, whether by blood or by choice, should not demand absolute loyalty at the expense of individuality. True connection comes from respect, not pressure. Veronica has chosen respect for herself, and in doing so, she has set an example for others who feel trapped in obligations that do not serve them. So as Welcome to Plathville continues to unfold, Veronica's decision stands as a reminder that the show is not just about the Plaths. It is about the ripple effects their choices have on everyone around them. Whether you see her stance as selfish or wise, there is no denying that it adds depth to the ongoing saga of a family that has never been simple, never been ordinary, and never stopped surprising us.